And a new video starts. Now, last episode, um, I wanted to fly this vehicle away into the summer sun, winter night, and I realized that I was getting stuck. Now, I didn't know why, I just knew the sort of location. I have been going, I mean, this was late at night, so it's, at some point I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to bed. I'll figure it out in the morning with the next episode. So, I have spent some time off grid, off stream, off video, searching for this reason why I can't move with this ship. And I have been scouring this base. There's holes, not holes, but where I nearly broke parts of the metal everywhere around the hull, where I knew the ship was getting stuck. And I did it once where I reloaded it after I blasted myself off, flying left, up and forwards, breaking a chunk of the ship. So I knew the sort of location where I had to look. Now, I've been digging for quite a while, and I was searching for like a large chunk of ice still stuck in the ship. Well, I found it. I found the large chunk of ice left in the ship. Where is it? 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 There it is! You see that tiny sliver there? That tiny sliver there is what is keeping me from flying away. This singular piece of ice that's right there is everything that is stopping me from moving this entire ship. This game. Alright, let me remove this panel.
Inventory full.
Yeah, inventory full, I know. Can still not place it. Oh, it's probably not because this stuff is in the way. So, I was searching for that for quite a while. And I found it now, but my
Inventory full.
what? I even have a hard time to find it again. There it is. Just something that small causing that many issues is just insanity. Well, let's just hope that it is indeed the final piece of ice that I need to get out. But we'll figure that out in a little bit. Let's just hope that after this one we're done. There we go. Okay. Let's save it and check it immediately. Let's turn our settings on. Let's remove auto locking from our landing gear. And let's try this out. My God. We did it. We actually managed to get it unstuck. That little sliver of ice has cost me around 45 minutes to an hour of headache. Now, hydrogen-wise, we're going quite well. There's a lot of hydrogen tanks in the back. It's those blue tanks right behind the large thrusters. I need a button to turn off the forwards-facing hydrogen thrusters, but it's fine. Then we're gonna let it hover so we can connect it with a connector to the base. Have this finally flying is just so nice. Oh my god. Can't wait for this thing to finally be next to my base. Ooh, and just as I start to land, the sun is breaking through. Oh, no, not that way. Okay. Let it hover for a little bit. Should have... Oh, it's a bit quicker. Set up a connector very quick. I will activate the auto repair. Just first hook up a connector. I can move it a little bit backwards. I can park it in the length of it. Okay, let's quickly build at least the connector. A little bit backwards. Okay, let's build it here. Connector, the other one. No, other one. There we go. Is the big connector at the top? No. What about now? No. No. Let me stand on top of here. That's a small connector. Was a small inset connector. You dummy. Alright. Let me just quickly make this because by the time that auto repair thing is finally there, we're a long time off. Okay. Now we need something to set the foot of this base on. Okay, let's see. Is it before or after? After. So I need at least 3 blocks of building. I dumped my steel plates like a moron. There we go. Just do it like this. Let's see if I can line this up. I don't have a camera on the bottom, I think. This is going to be impressive if I manage to do this without that. Let's see. Connector. Connectors do I have? Bottom. Okay. There is a camera. Where's this? This is not the camera that I hoped for. It's the... Okay. Let's just hook up the connector. The bottom. Got to mute myself. Sorry for that. Can barely see. A little bit sideways. This should be it, pretty much. Should be it. And the ship is being fixed. How nice, how nice. We have room for another solar panel up here. Let's for now at least turn off all the engines, so we can save on some power and some hydrogen. We did it. The large grid vehicle for atmosphere is finally done. Let's see. Yeah, we have 5,000 steel plates, so we can at least fix it quite a bit. Don't know how much, but at least some parts. Especially the parts in the bottom here that I... Look at this, it's all wireframe. I even accidentally removed some of the blocks, so we'll fix that when we have most of it repaired again. Wow. That is phase 3 in our plan of getting off of this rock. Phase 1 was of starting, or getting a better rover. Oh, it's actually phase 4 already. Phase 1 was getting a better rover, which we have, which is currently parked quite far away. It's all the way over there. Then we have part 2 was getting a base, which we have for refueling. Part 3 was getting a small grid atmospheric vehicle. And part 4 is a large atmospheric vehicle. So now comes the part where we want to use this ship to move other chunks around. That's gonna take a while. I don't know how symmetrical this base is gonna look after I'm done with it, but I'm gonna try my best. I also don't know what was in the front here. I have no idea what the original ship looked like. So I don't know how to approach this yet, but I'll focus on something later on. Seems like this ship is already being fixed quite a bit. Good. Alright. While this ship is building, let's see, how much fuel do I have in my tanks? Quite a bit. Alright. I'm gonna pick up the rover. And pick up the windmills that I brought over there. Yeah, it's bigger than our base. Because now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at our big ship. And we're gonna see what parts can go in where. Maybe get some, we might also just move some of the large parts. Just manually. Like some, oh yeah, wait, there was still something else that I had to pick up on the way as well. It's fine, because we have to wait quite a bit anyway, before the ship is finally done repairing. we have a large industrial cargo container to pick up. It's a green icon to our left here. Last time when we traveled over to Atlas to try to get it to fly, we found a standard spawn from the survival scrapyards scenario that had some components, and I think at this point it might also be better to just get all the steel, because our ship needs quite a lot of steel to fix, and if I look at these chunks, they have a lot of steel as well. Now I have the large atmospheric, I can also just take all the batteries from that thing over there. Let's look at the hole we left behind. Ooh, wait, is that a crane to our left there? That might have a small assembler. Look at this. This is a massive hole. Alright. But hey, we did it. We did it. That is the first of many large ships chunks that we got out of the ice. I'm just still surprised at the small chunk that was keeping it from not getting unstuck. Okay. Why is my FPS dropping? My CPU burning? Just take a breather for a bit. Let's pick it up with these. Don't know why it's set to 0.4. Okay. Let's move these to the sides. Let's reverse it. Same on this side. Move it around. Reverse it. And let's pick up the large cargo container. Okay. Let's drive. See if we can pick that.
I don't know why my FPS is dropping a bit.
I don't want to lower the graphics too much. Just to change system. Will that help my FPS a little bit? Yeah. Like when I said it's a medium, all sorts of artifacts are spawning in. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. All right. I don't know. Don't know. Maybe it'll just... It's just my PC that has to think for a bit. Like, let's at least get this good stuff. I think this is just the last bit of a... one of those little drops that I destroyed. Yeah, it is. Alright. Let's see if we can grab this large container. Let's just park it here for a second. Mm-mm-mm. Look at the size of that beauty. How far can we fix it, at least for now? Just to make sure that I don't accidentally break it in any way. Okay. There's some extra motors. Oh, okay. There we go. Concrete. Let's just give it some... sort of the smoother ones. I'll have to grab it for a little bit. And since I fixed it, I can just... I have to make a little bit. What about now? Thank you. Now I can detach it. No? It gives us a little bit of that space. I just have to remove these blocks. Because otherwise, when I drive out, I will break it slightly. Just have to make sure my wheels don't touch these slopes. We're gonna break a large chunk of this area anyway.
Inventory full.
Okay. More inventory of steel plates, always nice. Plates. The ones above it, so I can at least pick it up slightly. There we go. I think the next time when I want to play something like this, I will have like the jetpack like unlocked after a specific thing to do. But I'll get to that probably like after I find a refueling base, just like I did this time, but have it a little bit better on paper. Right. Look at that little Lego block sitting on the back of my vehicle. Silver and gold here. Okay. Let's dig a little bit. Get some of these components. Look at that, you break a few of these, you almost have a full inventory. Nothing here. One of these had some ammo and a med kit in it, I believe. Yes. Doesn't have much components in it. Is it worth it for this? It's 12 steel per. Let's get one inventory and that will break down the bigger ones. They have a lot more different components than just steel. I mean, the joy that I'm going to get building that large atmospheric vehicle is going to be pretty good. Just leave this for being. See if we can. It's 2. A lot of motors and small steel tubes that are in the top part of this. Oh, 1 sec. There we go. Pardon the interruption. No, 2 hours later this time. Editing is a bit of well, I'd say a problem. Problem isn't the editing. I guess the age of my PC is showing when I make those edits. Because when I have edited a video, like the last one that I did edit, it just takes 4 to 5 hours to render the entire video again. Even if I just pasted 2 videos back together. That kind of felt a little bit crazy. And it might be, you know, that I did something wrong. I definitely could have done something wrong.
Inventory full.
Knowing myself. Oh. The new fight signals spawning. MES wreckage has been off for a while because there's just so many chunks that I haven't gathered yet, and I want to make the area around the base a little bit of a scrapyard-esque type of thing. Like I just want to get as many of those big ship chunks just at the base, just so I can know what to do with it. Just grind most of this tower down, just so we have some components to fix the ship again. The FPS is tanking. Why? I mean, the problem, of course, is as well that I have not run the cleanup in a whole long time. If ever. But if I run the cleanup now, then I lose everything that I have scoured around for. So I think for now it might be better
Inventory full.
that I'll leave MES on, but I don't think I'm gonna need wreckage at any time anymore. I find it also still funny that when I was watching, you know, this is of course is heavily inspired by Splitsy's run on that desert planet that he played with a lot of his viewers, subscribers. Ran that little train with people in it to gather the ice necessary to fly off the planet. That's fun and all, but I still don't understand why they didn't just build a drill connected to some of the vehicles that was attached to the back and just drive over the ice like that. That way they wouldn't have to get out and they could drive away pretty quickly again. But yeah. That's just me. It's at least something I would have done in that situation. Don't break my rover, please. Here, just lay flat. Drop everything off. This thing has a lot of components. I think that's most the interesting components. The rest is probably only steel. I've had a tier 3 drill. Would have been even better. Alright, let's get the last bits of materials. There's some large steel tubes into this thing. There's some large amounts of steel from this. I think I'm just gonna break the hydrogen engine. There's a lot of steel plates in these. I don't think my large atmospheric vehicle has blaster armor, but it does have heavy armor, so the amount of steel plates is still going to be quite high. Yeah, let's break this. The lag. Alright, let's get this rover back to base, and also let's remove the large grid Atmo. Because ship is now at base and not back in the ice. Let's make it back to base. See if our ship is nearly finished. We are quite heavy. It takes quite a long time for us to reach max velocity on this. I think what we're gonna focus on first is see if we can move some of the other ships that are around us. Some of them are quite dangerous to move because there's, for instance, there's one that has mostly... It has mostly... Oof. Why I'm so yawny. It has iron... Not necessity, so to speak, for the... I don't think we're gonna put ion thrusters on our ship for a majority of time. However, think that I'm large grid base, the large grid ship, in such a way that I can attach the atmospheric vehicle to one of the parts on it, just so when we get to another planet we can use it, just canonically speaking. Connect it with a connector. Yeah, there's a ship. Plane, I believe. But I think I already took out the hydrogen engine or the atmospheric engines. Yeah, a hole in the wing. This is one of the first ones that I took out the atmospheric thrusters. Now the question is only which parts are we gonna move first? There's also, you know what? I think I'm first going to set up these windmills at least partially at the big grid ship, just so the batteries can at least stop depleting. I wonder if that build and repair thing is the thing that's causing the lag. Because it seems like it's getting worse. Not when I'm zoomed in, but when I was zoomed out, it was quite bad. Yeah, look, it's still quite shaky. Have to let it roll it out. They were probably going to focus soon on more windmills as well. Okay. Okay. Let's see. There's parts of it that it probably cannot reach. Well, it's at least still trying. I don't know where it is currently busy, but just reaching through the entire ship. This is a massive ass drill.
Inventory full.
Let's see if it's actually this thing. Otherwise, I'm gonna leave it only on off stream. I mean, not really. No. Not really. It's just a little bit laggy in general. Maybe because there's too many grids that are spawned everywhere. This is the reason why the cleanup would be necessary. But at this point, that's kind of hard to do unless I have most of the chunks either here or at that ship over there. That's gonna take a while. That's gonna take a little bit of a time. There's even parachutes on this thing. Yeah, funny. I like the look of this thing. Really do. Already fixed one of the windows. A massive hole still here. I will try to fix this ship at some point. Have like some small little vehicles in here as well that I can move out in case mine in space. Small grid, space miner. Okay. It looks like it's new. There's probably like a cockpit and some flight seats up in the top as well. But we'll get to that. I haven't really used this part either. This was like a type of rover. And I don't know why it was built this way, but it looked like it was kind of heavy. So perhaps these were used to make it faster. But it had like 5 sets of wheels on the sides. Crazy. Alright, let's move the windmills over to the big grid ship. Oh, we can actually cargo. I mean, that's... Aw. I thought it was just standing. Maybe the reason why it's a bit laggy is because the Scrapyard spawner, MES mod, cannot find a new spot to drop the wrecks. And that's the reason why it's a little laggy. Every time I get to the edge of what I have already been to quite a bit, it starts lagging a little bit less, and they immediately spawn in at like 7 kilometers of distance. So it might be that that's the reason why it is lagging so much. Hello, big grid ship. How you doing? Let's see, have you already lost all your charge? Oh, your batteries are still somewhat. Are you gonna be depleted? Fully depleted in 1 year. Yeah, that's what I thought. Look at this thing. Now, when working on this thing, it's clear that this is an ion thruster, hydrogen thruster ship. So it is used for space travel, which is the reason why I want to use it. Funny part is if I hook it up with the... if I merge it with the atmospheric vehicle, I can actually use the atmospheric vehicle to get a kickstart. But one thing I have to do is these chunks here, they probably had some large hydrogen thrusters in them. So at some point I really want to try to fix that as well. Place some hydrogen thrusters, etc. I just don't know the name of the ship, otherwise I could get a little bit of an inkling to fix it. But the problem is with these types of ships is that they originally weren't made to get off planet. So when they have these types of thrusters, they usually were meant to just stay in space. So even seeing just a few large ion thrusters pointing upwards, it's clear that this ship wasn't meant for leaving the planet. I'm gonna have to make this somehow able to get into space. Which is gonna be tough. Now, we've seen 2 of the same types of ships, and I called both of them potential rear end of the ship. And I stick with that, because those do look very good for this particular issue. Let's see. Yeah, there were 2 ion thrusters here. Right here. But we have no spares of those. So I think we just have to do it with asymmetrical boosting, which is fine looking at the amount of gyros that we have on this ship. It's just going to cost a little bit more energy. Or power in this case. Plus, I don't think I can hook this up to my base. So if we want to repair this... that's gonna take a while. So the front of the ship is still pretty okay, although I did let something blow up here in the front. Stupid. Don't even know where I did that. Oh, that was up here. Yeah. I blew some things up, which was a bit stupid. Just had like some sort of... It just dropped bricks or something, I don't know. And the bottom here, I don't know what was there. But I think mostly what I'm gonna focus on when rebuilding this is try to hook up large hydrogen thrusters in the bottom side here. Maybe in like a star or like a plus sign. Have 3 of them and then 2 of them in it. Like I don't have any steel blocks. Let's just snoop some. Have it like this shape. Because this is the middle of the ship, and then perhaps that is enough to get it off ground. This is going to be a big ship, so that's going to take probably more than just that. Yeah, it's going to take more than just that. Like, I have not set myself up with an easy task to get this thing off the ground. That's for sure. But I do like a challenge. Get this ship fixed is going to take quite a bit of time and effort. Then we have the hole over here. We can perhaps also fit some large hydrogen thrusters over here. Then we need some on the back, but we're going to use another ship chunk to just attach that to this, hopefully. The way I usually do that, or I did that in the previous times I played this type of playthrough, is I just make both of them very straight. So I just carve off all the unnecessary bits that don't have any necessary blocks in them. So in this case, that would be everything outside this ion thruster is going to get removed from this part. And this one's going to get moved to another location. That gun is going to get removed, and then I'm going to attach it just straight up to this part here. And try to do it as centered as possible, of course, otherwise thrusting forwards is going to be a hell. But the problem I have, though, is this the correct height? I think it should be. Okay, but let's focus on that later. Let's first just try to set up these windmills, just so we at least have some energy. Get some steel plates from this. Let's just set up some windmills. Oh god, it's a little bit high up. Let's just make it a little bit more of a platform. Yeah, my FPS is tanking a bit. I think I'm just gonna leave this episode at an hour long. And then I'll figure out what the problem is with the FPS tanking. Just to make sure that, you know, this is not the FPS forward for the rest of this playthrough. Oh, that's a small grid. Large grid. There we go. Need more. Okay. It's just a little bit of a tank station, or like a recharging station up and running. Now, that actually also reminds me, I got a comment pointing me towards that there's a way to use the improvised experimental mode, which I believe have installed, to do something else as well, to move items a little bit easier. I will try to get to that in the next episode. It should be doable. I did it a few times today as well. I mean, I say that, but this looks... Okay. Come on. There was a way to do. The pure struggle. Let's see what they actually said. Otherwise, it's gonna take quite long. Let's see. Using salvage? No, it was salvage gyroscopes. I think it was here. From CMDR, Aldo Black Void. It's called, you know, you can lock the position of the block you're holding using combination of left and right mouse button presses. Let's try that. Let's first put it upright then. Okay. Now, let's see. If I just do this. Ah. Now that's going to make my life a lot easier. Much easier. Alright. Let's see. Thank you so much for that recommendation. CMDR and Aldo Black Void.
Energy low.
Now it's fully recharged in 1 hour. Good. I actually never knew about that. Maybe I didn't look through the mod description, or I used the non-experimental version for the majority. So, now the question is, where do we start with all of this? So, we now have the large grid atmospheric vehicle. It's almost being repaired. We have a recharging station. We have a refueling station. And now the question is, how are we going to do everything? And I think the majority of all of this is going to be moving the large parts over to here and attaching them to one another. Now I can do it in two ways. I can either move all of those components that I find, like the large rear end of the ship and such, move them directly over here. Or I can just move them to my base first, repair them, and then move them over here, just so I won't have as much repairs later. That might actually have my preference, as otherwise it's going to take quite a while for this thing to be done. And this thing has to be repaired at some point as well. But this is, I think, all small, or all light armor blocks. So it's going to be kind of easy. It's just that it's so big on the inside, and I don't really know why it was so big. What was in this middle part. But let's just say that this is not a ship that I would have made, because it's just so empty. But I will make it better when I'm done with it. Alright. Let's just get our rover back to base, unload, and then I am going to pick my first thing to tackle, so to speak. This is I'm just gonna leave these parts here. This is when I was trying my experiment with the suicidal vehicle, to try to see if I can get close to the base that way. And well, it didn't go well. The problem is also that when you're flying with the jetpack, you only get shot by if you're looking solely at turrets, you're only gonna get shot by Gatling turrets, Gatling MK2 turrets, and interior turrets. It's the only 3 turrets that would really shoot at you. You also have like the solid forward-facing rocket launcher and such, and the artillery, but those are facing only one direction, so it's very easy to dodge. But when you're sitting in a big vehicle like the one I was sitting in, or at least a big vehicle between quotation marks, you're gonna get shot to hell by every single turret. Yeah, that hurt. That hurt quite a bit. Alright, let's move it around a little bit. Hit the brakes. And let's drop that off. Now we are at 180 kilograms or 31,000 liters of resources. So let's just dump them into base. Ugh. And boop. Let's unload this son of a bitch. Nope. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with my FPS and such. That's 1,000 steel plates. That's 1,800 steel plates. There's some guns. That's some good components to fix other ship parts again. So it seems that auto repair is done, but is it completely done? No, there's parts of it that it can't reach. That's fine. One thing we need to do though, is we need to help this thing get situated. But I just noticed that this connector doesn't connect to the thing unless I read a little bit from the bottom. Accidentally hit it. Alright, can I attach now a conveyor to the bottom? Interior plates. Alright, fine. I need some interior plates. Let's just get 100. Can I now do this? Yes. This. It seems like the auto repair station is just at this point where it can build, and this point it like 100 meters, maybe like 75. Can I alter the range of that? Is that possible? Will it then just cost more power? If so, don't care. Let's see. Making the chicky chick sound. Settings for grinding. I don't know what this value does. Yeah. It's 150 meters, but that's probably 150 meters as a square with the block at the center point. So at 75 meters it cannot build anymore, which is fine. But then this block is not done either, which is not a problem as long as I get out of here again. Hello? Thank you. Right, that's some conveyor tubes. Just gonna oops. Oh, that's a here. We're just gonna do a corner piece here. Then we're gonna build another build and repair station. Like that. Let me help this building this thing. These things are expensive and they cost a lot of power, which I think is still worth it. Go. Let's turn off grinding. Welding only. Fly mode. Should be fine. I can set the horizontal offset a little bit, just so that one over there can fix this, but if I place something on the other side, I want that repaired as well, so for now I don't mind it too much. Now when this one is done, then this one can grab items as well. There we go. Now they're both working. And once this one is done, then both of them, or no, only this one will start working on the rest of the ship. Then it should have enough room to make the entire ship fixed. Come on. Go. Now this one should start working on the rest of the ship. If it wants to. Oh, it's still off. Dummy. Oh, need to fix the ship. There we go. Like I've said, this front part here, I'll just leave as it is. I might fix it to make it something different, or try to repair it as best as I can with what I think it was looking like. Probably gonna not look 100% accurate, but that's what this challenge is all about. Just make it your own. And I still need to place the solar panels on the top. These are not parachute. They are parachute hatches. No wonder there was not a solar panel. But here could be a solar panel. I think they're 2x3. Or they're 2x4. Or they're 2x4. Then I understand why there were no extra solar panels anyway. I can remove this thing. It's like 3 parachute hatches. 4 parachute hatches. Only at the back side. 6 parachute hatches. There were probably a few at the front as well. Like here. Alright. Okay. Let's start to look through our GPS list and see what is probably going to be the first thing. Get this thing off this planet. We're gonna need upwards thrust and forwards thrust, which are the most important parts of the ship. The rest is mostly for steering and keeping balance and such. So I think these two potential rears of the ships are, I think, the most important part. Because even if we get one of them connected, the other one can still be used for spare parts to get its upwards thrust. So I think these two are going to be the next thing we're going to focus on. This one can now go because we did this one. These ones can be of HUD because I believe they're both. One of them is at least closer. Let's see, how much energy do I have? Let me just refuel that real quick. Oh, it's not set to refuel bottles. There we go. Dump these interior plates. I'm just gonna quickly look at the one over there. Oh wait, we have not that much power. Let's just do that first. I felt this time I still haven't installed the medical station. We're on.
So nowhere.
Okay, let's take a look at this potential rear of the ship. Let's fly over the mountain. Whee! What? No sunlight? I'll be the arbiter of that. There's the ship with ion thrusters I was talking about before. The worst case scenario, if we can't find anything to do with that ship, we can still take off all the ion thrusters and put them on the big base we're currently trying to get to work. Hello, son. Thought you were rid of me, but here I am again. I also want to see how close I can get to the floor. Oh! Ooh, that was very close. Alright. Let's take a look at this. But the question that I have currently is, how much of this ship do I need or can I sacrifice to attach this back part to the big ship? Because I believe outside the cannons and outside some of the armor on the outside, this front part over there doesn't contain that much important item to get this ship to fly. I think if I cut off this part, like right around this edge here, and lift this part back, if I can, then I think I should have everything I need, because I do believe this only has like some sideways thrusters and that's it. I don't think this has that many important components in it. Some thrusters on all sides, but that's most sideways. I believe there's one large thruster facing downwards somewhere. Yeah, it's here. Which was the same one that was actually down here. What I can do is disattach this large chunk here, move that big thruster in there, and then attach it to the big ship. Because then we have gyroscopes, then we have some connections, then we have the flight seat. We might even be able to fly this back over there, because it has hydrogen thrusters on all sides. Then it will have one facing down, Hopefully that has enough power. It has gyroscopes. So I might even be able to fly it back. This is gonna be interesting. Yeah, but I think that might be a very interesting one. And judging by how this looks, the large hydrogen thruster was in between those connections over there. Oh, 1 sec, please. There we go. Holy damn. Sure hope that I was indeed. Shoot it. But yeah, one thing I can do to make it a little bit easier for me is remove this part and perhaps even remove one of the connector parts on the sides and then try to fly it in with the atmospheric small grid. Probably a lot. Seems like there was one here as well, judging by this form. So it had 3 large thrusters facing downwards. Only one left. Just go in the middle part. I was not planning on saving this. Oh damn. This has a lot of heavy armor. Cut this in half. Blast doors. Yeah, this is a lot of steel. This is good. Well, I mean, that was not really what I wanted, but it had to be opened up anyway. But still, this was not the way that I wanted it to go. That was a bit weird, but fine.
Inventory full.
Yeah. This is have space where I can drop this scrap metal off. Cargo. Okay, sure. Just to have it out of the way and just so I can recycle it back into steel.
Inventory full.
Oh, it has a refinery on the ship. Yeah, it has a refinery on the ship. Does it have assemblers? Yeah, it does. I can turn it back into steel plates. Right. Interesting situation, though. Does it have anything else here? Boy. Pipes, conveyors. Conveyors, conveyors, more conveyors. Seems like it's only conveyors, pipes, and one large hydrogen thruster. So one thing I'm probably gonna do is next episode. I hope that the atmospheric vehicle is gonna be completely done. And what we're gonna do is try that, including the small vehicle, if that is finished, to start moving that large hydrogen thruster from there to this location. And then we'll see if we can fly this ship chunk here back by itself. It's either gonna be that, or I'm gonna weld block it to the large atmospheric vehicle,
Energy low.
and then I'm gonna fly both of them back. Either one or the other. We'll see. Just gonna really focus on this chuck. It already focuses only on the back side. It doesn't focus. Oh, there we go. The front part is. It looks like the front part really owns this extra component. Steel. There's a large ore detector at the front. But what we're only focused on is this back part. Has some sideways hydrogen thrusters on both sides. It has backwards facing hydrogen thrusters, not two small ones. It has one at the bottom over here. Can't see it, but it's in that gap over there. We're gonna place that in this big gap underneath here. And then we're gonna see if we can fly it back. Looks like we still have 100% hydrogen in this part. I just don't know how many tanks that is. Let's see. That is three big tanks. I just hope that they're all in this part of the ship and that there's not one hidden in. Doubt it. I expect them to. Yeah. If all the hydrogen is in this back part, that's good. Anyway, for now, this is at least where this episode is gonna end. Next episode, we'll try to see if we can get this big part disconnected from the front part. We're gonna install that large hydrogen thruster in this one, at least for try. And then we're gonna see if we can fly it back to base. And see if we can get it repaired. And eventually attached to the big grid ship. If you like this episode, then thank you very much. We'll see when the next episode's come out. So probably gonna make that later today or otherwise tomorrow. And till then, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.